Hi, this is Chris here with EverydayVBA. In this video, we're going to be going over the input box, and specifically, we're going to be going over what to do with an input box if you hit cancel. So there's no real good way to kind of get around that outside of doing some logic within that. So we're going to go ahead and dig right in. I'm going to rename this. I'm going to rename this to input box. Okay. So, as you know, input box, you're asking the user for some information. So we're going to go mbox. That's what I use for my input box. Standard variable, habits, they happen in input box. And if we put the parentheses, we're going to put enter a number. And then we're going to put in the title, and it's going to be numbers are awesome. And then the default, we're not going to put in a default, so we're just going to go ahead and close that. Now we could put in a default. We wanted to put in 100, show up as 100. So that way you put the default in. So as you know, we're going to go inbox. We're going to just do a Debug.Print. I'm going to just do this one because we're going to do a little bit of kind of error handling. So hit F8, enter a number. I'm going to put in a number of 1. It's going to print that in my immediate window. It's just a great way to kind of code that up. I'm going to hit F5 now, enter a number. I'm going to put in a huge number, and it puts in there. I'm going to hit. I'm going to do it one more time. We're going to put in that huge number, and instead of hitting OK, we're going to hit cancel. Now you'll notice it doesn't put anything in, and that's the key to an input box. Is that when you hit cancel, it just doesn't pass any data. So what do? There's really two ways to do this. One is to basically prompt the user to enter another set of data. The other option is to basically just exit the macro. And in both cases, you're going to use an if and then probably a GoTo. So here we go. So we're going to go if mbox equals double quote, which is for cancel, then you're going to do something. Else you're going to do something else. And then you're going to do end if. Okay, so there's the one way to do this, and so this is one way is you're going to basically put in a message box that says message box, please no number was found, please retry. That's just a simple message box. It's going to say OK. It's the only option that you're going to have. And then you're going to use the GoTo. GoTo NXT is what I use a lot. And we're going to put that over the inbox NXT, put in a little quote. You'll notice that it changed the case there, which was awesome. So now we're going to hit F5. We're going to enter a number. I'm going to actually hit OK. And you'll notice that it's still going to say, hey, wait a sec, I didn't get any data here. I'm going to click OK, and then I'm going to put in a 5, and it's going to do a Debug.Print for me. The other option is it's maybe possible that you just want to exit that. So that option is, and we're going to comment out this, comment with a single quote, and we're just going to go to, and it's going to be ext, which is basically exit, and we're just going to go here ext, and that's going to send that code there, and we're going to do some other things, right? So, and I'm going to put in an end sub here, because that would be the proper way to do that, or exit sub, sorry. And we would come in here and we would say MsgBox, you didn't enter anything. You didn't enter anything. Now you'll notice if you're not passing data back and forth with the message box, you actually don't use the parentheses. If you are passing data back and forth, you do need to put the parentheses because it is a function, and that function, when it pulls that data, it's going to pass that from that function into the variable. So I'm going to hit F5, enter a number. I'm going to put in 10, and it's going to do a Debug.Print 10 down here when I hit OK. And now I'm going to come in here and I am going to run F5. I'm going to put in a 10. I'm going to hit cancel. It's going it's going to say no number was found. Please retry, which is that line of code. And then I'm going to get this message box down here, which, you know, I would comment out both of those. You didn't enter anything, and it's going to exit the sub. So if I was to do this correctly, I would comment out both those lines, and we would be good to go with the two ways to handle those. There's other things that you need to do with message boxes as far as converting the data from a string to a number, or checking to see if it's a number. So those are all different pieces and parts of the input box. So I hope you enjoyed. Make sure that you're subscribing to the EverydayVBA channel. We've got tons of videos there. Also, if you like this video, put a like on there. If you have a comment or question, please leave that in the comments. And I hope you enjoyed.